It's time to unschool. Unschool? What is she talking about? I thought this YouTube was about school and education. Well, it is, but I'm specifically talking about the way the classroom space is designed. It is time for us to take note of the corporate world and how they have designed their space and take some tips on how we can build an innovative classroom for our students to thrive. Let's talk about it in the Teacher's Lounge. Have you heard of a co-working space? Well, they're everywhere. You probably have one in your town. And the co-working space is more of a collaborative space where people can design, build, talk to each other, and be a part of a community. As a matter of fact, the first co-working space was born in 2005, and this guy named Brad Neuberg, he was the one who had created it. And it was called the San Francisco Coworking Space. Now there is about a 24.2 annual growth rate in co-working spaces. This is what people are doing. And what does this have to do with education? Well, take note, because I think we can learn from the corporate world on how to design our future spaces in the classroom. You see, we need more spaces that are that can allow students to have meaningful relationships with their peers. They're able to collaborate. They're able to feel like they're a part of a community. And this is what the co-working spaces are doing in the corporate world. So why? Well, it's time what I call unschooling, right? It's time for us to move away from that industrial age model of school and move into more of an innovative model. And the only way to do that is we've got to scrap the design that we've had thus far, right? So according to an article written by the Foundations of Economics, and it's called Schooling was for the Industrial Era. Now we need to unschool. Unschooling is for the future. So great article. Please go in. Read it. But it was talking about how schools are set up in the industrial age model still, with the bells and the buzzers and the pencil sharpeners and the desk and the rows and the teacher whiteboard and the teachers in the front, and you have the teacher desk. And the kids come in and they learn and they sit in their desk and they do their assignments, and they might move their desk this way to be next to the person, and they can collaborate and move it back. Okay, well, they're saying it's time to unschool, right? It is time for us to have more of an innovative space for these kids to easily collaborate, move about, and for teachers to be able to create centers in their classrooms, and they can rotate and do more of this planning and building model, right? It's a space where if I want my kids to use the computers, we can do that. If I want my kids to be able to sit at a desk and we collaborate and talk about an issue, we can do that, right? No more of this sitting down in the desk and the teachers in the front, all of that good stuff, right? We're moving to something a little more innovative. Just to trying to be a little more creative. And this is what the corporate world is doing. And I know I've always been an advocate for classroom design and what it can do to improving education. And so these innovative learning spaces is what we need to do. And I'm going to show you my classroom as well. We would be able to see more student-centered work, less teacher focus, and the kids would just enjoy this space, guys. My kids enjoy my space before the pandemic, okay? And so I'm going to take you through my class, and I know some people are like, well, we're in a pandemic, nobody's at school. Well, the real MVPs are going to be the schools that are actually preparing for the returns. They are actually going to disrupt the space and try to create some innovative models before the kids get back. The real MVPs are the schools that are actually going to be focused on trying to figure out what this is going to look like after this pandemic is over with. Okay, how are we going to change? Because we can't go back to normal. It's going to be a new normal. And this right here, what I'm talking about, is going to fit in that new normal. Just imagine the kids, some kids who will be returning to school. I mean, my kid has been out of school for a year and a half now. Well, a year, almost a year. But by the time we get to returning back in the fall of 2021, it's going to be a year and a half. Some kids might be out for 2 years. Let's shake this up and have them come into a new space, a new collaborative space. So I'm going to take you through my classroom and I'm going to explain how it works. And if you want some more tips on how to do this for your school, absolutely contact me so we can talk about it. I have some tips. We can even do a virtual tour of your school, and I can give you some tips on how you can make that classroom innovative. So, next is my classroom. Okay, we're back. I had to switch gears here and take you through. I have a little slideshow to take you through my co-working space, my co-working educational space. All right. So here we go. This is the classroom. Now, sorry, I didn't get to put everything up, but I just wanted you to see the classroom from the collaboration side. That's what I call this side here. This is the side where we get to plan, talk. When I have guest speakers to come in, they are able to sit on this side to get away from the lab side. So we're able to do, I mean, we just have so much fun in this space right here, especially when we have guests. The last time before the pandemic, we were working with junior achievement, and they just loved the space and was able to just, have fun with the kids. And those tables you see there, they move. And so we could separate groups, we could bring it back. It's a great space for the kids to work. If you don't want to be in front of a computer and you want them to write, they can be on that side of the classroom. Okay, next, these are the what I call the conference space, right? And you'll see in another picture, they actually have TVs in here. And those TVs I connect them to the computers. And so we've had Zoom meetings in these rooms. So my kids can now do virtual learning. They can collaborate virtually with other schools and other students and guest speakers, prepare for interviews, look at other content, watch things, and collaborate. I've had my kids plan in these spaces. They've done group work in these spaces, and it's a great space for them to just kind of work together and have access to the technology and to be able to tap into other resources outside of the school. Okay. And then here you see my lab side. So this is the side where we're making and creating and building certain things and designing as well. And then you see here we have a 3D printer. And so with my class is all about building and creating resources. And so we are able to collaborate on the computers. You can do individual assignments. This is the side that I tend to work with the students on when we need to get a few things done. If we're learning some new concepts and I need them to use the computer, this is the side that we're on. Then we go back to the collaboration side when we want to just debrief, right? If we want to just, go over an article or talk about current events, we can use the other side. And there you see the collaboration room with the TV, and it hooks up to the Chromebooks. It hooks up to the regular laptops as well. And then that cute blue ball that's on the table there that you see, that is actually a microphone. And we use that on the collaboration side to throw. And so we talk into the microphone, the kids love it. If you're it for answering the questions, I throw the ball to you, you talk in the microphone. It's just the little things, y'all.
Okay, that's big for them, right? And so it's fun. And that's another thing about the space. Make it fun. Find tools that are going to work for your demographics. And my kids are high school kids and they love those little gadgets. So just make it work. All right, so here you see, once again, you see my lab side, you see the collaboration space, but you also see the artwork. I'm big on having the artwork speak to the kids. And so I like to encourage my kids with motivational quotes, affirmations. And so you're going to see that throughout the classroom. You see the map here, and I want my kids to dream big. Where do you want to go? How can we get there? And so that's what we do in this space. As you can see, I have motivational quotes. Matter of fact, I make sure it relates to them. That's why, we talk about entrepreneurship in my class, because my class is entrepreneurship, and so the Jay-Z quote fits perfectly. And I love when I get to explain it to them. Be the change. Be the change you want to see in the world. So, we talk about that. Leadership, that's right as you walk out the door, you're going to be hit with all of those words before you even exit my classroom. You know that you're walking out as a leader. Okay. And that's the expectation. You go out into the schools with your leadership skills and you teach people how to be leaders. And then you always got to have some pictures they can identify with. This girl right here, Jasmine, I think her business was Body of Eden, something like that. It's been a while since I had to talk about her, but she started her own company, and so I love to talk to the kids about that. But since we're in the pandemic and there's not really, you know. A lot going on in the classroom. I haven't really been able to tie it in, but we have Oprah and, of course, Warren Buffett. I always talk about the Forbes list in my class. The kids love learning about the Forbes list. They like trying to find people they might know on the Forbes list, some celebrities, but sometimes they have a hard time. And so they get a really true understanding of what it takes to be on the Forbes list. So we just have fun and they see all of this. And so the space is designed for them to just be their next level, right? And for those who want to create a space like this, definitely work with your district leaders, right? Talk to your board members or your for us career technical education department. They were open to helping me with this space, right, and with the design. Matter of fact, it was, this county is creating these models throughout the district. And you're seeing a lot of the schools, the high schools, have these co-working spaces. So I will definitely say we're the leaders in this area. And so work with your principal, talk to your principal. You don't have to go big. You could just maybe start off with a collaboration table in your classroom space and trying to request something like that. And then take baby steps to get all the other things and the resources and the tools. Do a fundraiser to get a TV in your classroom that could be used to do some virtual learning. There's always ways to incorporate things. That 3D printer, we got that on the donors choose, right? That's how we did that. We were able to, it was a contest actually that we did with some technology contest. And so we were able to get people to match the corporation that was going to help buy the 3D printer. So I'm always finding ways to create, to add on to my space. And I will find a contest, a program, a fundraiser to help me, a grant. I will write it to help me to get the space that I want, because I am an advocate for unschooling. This is what the kids need. This is what they need to see. This is what they need to be in. This is school of the future, right? And I'm able to go and walk around to each student and help them with developing their ideas. And that's the way of education in the future. Unschool, right? That's it for the Teachers Lounge. We will see you next time. If you have any questions, go to my website where I have a lot of resources at www.paperbirch.com. It is in the show notes. That's it. See you next time. Keep thriving, people. Keep thriving.